Hey guys, I just wanted to say I am so touched by all of the amazing messages you guys have been giving me. I've received the most beautiful things, and I can't tell you what it means. If I know I have had an impact on just one person, like I said, that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And oh my gosh, I'm like an emotional person as it is. Like, save the human being that is next to me when I watch an emotional movie, or if I see a sad puppy, or even a sad person. If you ask my roommate, I'm always stroking and touching people. So when I got your messages, I was like, oh my god, mom! Like, honestly, turned into a baby. So I just want to say thank you so much. This is in answering quite a few questions that have come up around the same topic, and that was a lot about relapses. So a lot of you have come into me about your relapse stories, and you know, before I had studied nutrition, I had studied weight loss, I had studied therapy, all of this stuff, but it wasn't until I had actually physically, tangibly studied everything and experienced it that something really clicked to me. So I was on Prozac for 4 years and during my eating disorder recovery, and I kept relapsing. Now, I'm going to do a whole story on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, coming off them, how I did it, what I did it, why I did it, and hopefully that will help you guys. But for now, specifically towards the relapses, about binging, purging, starving, like all of that fun stuff. Fun stuff, guys. Are you ready for it? Like, honestly, you're like, this is setting the tone. Have the guy with the violin in the back. No, don't actually have the guy with the violin in the back. Like, too much. So, a lot of you, when you go into recovery, you'll go to a doctor, or, you know, you'll start with and a lot of doctors will treat it, or if your parents take you to a nutritionist or a clinical psychiatrist, what they'll do is they'll medicate you, or they'll like rechange your diet plan, your meal plan, all of that stuff. But that's treating the symptoms. It's like constantly getting a cold, and then a doctor said, like, a cold is the flu. I don't know if like it's called different things everywhere. And then the doctor's saying, okay, take nose drops. You're like, okay, but it's gonna keep coming back unless I deal with the cause of it. And medication prevents the cause from being dealt with, because then people, hold on a second, like this background is better. Yeah, so the symptoms of the eating disorder, the purging, it doesn't matter how it manifests itself. It comes from some other underlying problem that has nothing to do with how you feel about your weight. The anxiety you feel when that food is in your stomach and you've got to purge it, it's not necessarily for that purging, it's the release you feel after it. Like that complete calmness, I did something to control. So until you genuinely figure out and establish what the root cause of the eating disorder is, then every other type of treatment is completely irrelevant, guys. It's just like, it could even manifest in a different way. Like when a lot of people said to me, I was anorexic and then I became bulimic, or I was bulimic and then I started binging, and like that whole thing, it's got nothing to do with transferring from one eating disorder to the next. It just means that you've just transferred that problem and the symptoms have manifested in a completely different manner. By the way, this is like this blue nail polish. I'm such a pink kind of girl, if like you can tell by my room. I'm the girliest human being alive. And then I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like, I feel lost. I'm like, where are thou pinkish nails? Where is it? But it's summer, try something new, you know, back onto the rant, you know, we go a little bit to the stressful stuff and then back to the not so stressful stuff. Well, for me, this is stressful. But anyways, so what I want you to do, if you've been relapsing, if you want advice on treating the symptoms, that is where, you know, you can work with the nutritionist and a doctor, the symptoms. But then they will keep coming back. It will keep manifesting itself in a different way, whether it's depression or cutting, anything like that. These signs of anxiety, control, depression just manifest from one root control of the problem. So where did it start? Where did the symptoms start? Maybe you were depressed before your eating disorder. Were you Did you struggle in school? Did you have teachers, did you never do well? And sometimes when you don't perform well, people can really shit on you. So you use other things to pick up your self-esteem, whether it's losing weight, even with bullying, as in losing weight is a sort of coping mechanism when things are difficult, when you feel undervalued. So you become so attached to that version of your body again, and then it will manifest as things such as eating disorders, and that is, so it's got nothing to do with the actual way it manifests, it's why it happens. So did you have problems being bullied? Did you feel like you were never good enough for your parents? Things like that. You've got to stop blaming other people. That's the second part of it. When you find out what the cause is, it comes to acceptance of the problem and accepting that people can treat you in a certain way. This was the hardest part for me, because this particularly what created my recovery. I will do another story on why, what, all of that stuff. It's a tricky subject, but I'm gonna do it. And so yeah, I had to take ownership. I was like, the world could have treated me a certain way. This person could have said this stuff to me and done this stuff to me as a kid and growing up. But I chose to live the life that I live. I chose to be in that state because a lot of people go through that same type of trauma, and some of them go towards eating disorders, some of them thrive on it, some of them it's you have so much power in that choice. So I want you to make a choice today to choose to take ownership and acceptance for why you are where you are. And that is the only way you can just forgive yourself and forgive everyone for the cause of the problem. Let that go. You were bullied. Be like, yeah, I was bullied. So were thousands of people. And then I chose to manifest that as the eating disorder. It can sound so bloody harsh. Honestly, if someone would have said that to me while I was recovering, I would have been like, I'm gonna cut a bitch. Like, hold my earrings, shit's going down. I had like aggression issues before I got into the whole yoga thing. They say people who do yoga are so calm. No, my friends. People that are not calm need to do yoga. So that's why it makes us feel happy. And this whole concept actually comes back to my whole theory on mindfulness. So everything I've given you before, the food diaries, trust me, I know this is not something you want to do, but going for a long walk. Like when you're all full and you're bloated, you're like, okay, now I'll throw up and then I'll go for the walk. Or no, I just rather have the binge now. No. You have a sparkling water. You get hold of Jack's. Honestly, you need a freaking sponsor, guys. The alcoholics got it right. They knew it because there was more awareness around alcoholism and other types of addictions because they were seen as a bigger problem because they would impact other people around them, yada, yada, yada. So because there was so much focus on those type of addictions, people figured out how to treat them more effectively. They're like, oh yeah, sponsors, because people can't do it alone. Yeah, guys, eating disorder, it's like, it's an addiction. It's that same type of recovery. You need a sponsor, which is what my program is pretty much about. So you need someone to speak to and talk to you through the motions, teaching you how to cope like that. When you're like, okay, Jax, I feel like I'm gonna binge right now. What do? I say to you, why do you feel that way? It's just because your body's having these cravings now. It's you conditioned it to feel like, shit, I've got to deal with my problem in this way. So you're gonna have a glass of sparkling water. Like, honestly, you'll learn to love it. If you don't, just be like, Jax said I gotta do it. You're gonna go for a walk. If you can't go for a walk, you're gonna do a little bit of light stretching. You're gonna call up a friend and you're gonna think of 3 great things that happened that day. Try to do that a few times. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it feels. I'm sorry if it came across as like a dick or that was harsh, but I want you to recover. and I'm gonna work with you guys through every single step of this recovery process, and I'm gonna make sure every question you have gets answered. And if it doesn't in the right way, be like, Jax, I get what you were saying, but can you try and explain it in this way? Or the next video I do will be purely on the physical side of things. So as a clinical psychiatrist would approach it, and it will be physical things you can do to stop the pinging, ping pong, to stop the binging, to stop the purging, all of that type of stuff. But what I wanted to say before I give you those type of tools, I really want you to sit with this. And I didn't want to put it in one video because I just thought this is so important. I want you to have at least a day or so to digest this type of info. I love you guys all from the bottom of my heart, and I'm like, again, so grateful that I can help or just make a difference in one person's life. So you guys are amazing. We will get through your recovery process together. That's why we're all put on this earth, to help each other out. Otherwise, if you're just gonna live your life independently, you lose. That's very boring. So have a beautiful day. Give me any comments, any feedback, anything that you want, and I will see you next time. Oh, by the way, don't forget to go to my website where I have my principles. I have tools for you guys to use. I have meal plans. You have everything there. It's up to you to decide to use them. Now I can go.